right, we are back with another episode of It's That Easy. It is the Monday night edition. Talking Major League Baseball. World Cup is over. The Open finished. We might have to think about some other sports as well, but we do have football coming up soon. College football, pro football, NBA will be starting, which we may talk some NBA as well. College basketball will be starting soon. Hockey will be starting. Man, we got all kinds of stuff going on. So, thanks for watching. If you're watching, please like the video. If you get a chance, go ahead and subscribe. I'd greatly appreciate that. So let's go over real quick. I just want to give you the picks for today since we don't have a ton going on. Because let's see. Want to go over just the games going on. Let's look at the games really quick. Can I do it? Can I do it? Can I do it? Let's see. I think I can bring up the games here for you. Oh my goodness, look at that. While that's loading. If you I don't think if you haven't watched the last couple of episodes, I would encourage you to go watch the last episode because there is a nugget toward the end there that you'll want to be a part of. So go check that out. But while we're here, let's look at some scores for today because there's been some crazy games today. So, we got the White Sox. You know what? The Rangers jumped out on top, and then the White Sox said, you know what? Nope, we're going to take care of business here. Tigers and Cubs are playing a tight one. And I was looking at the numbers from when I was looking at them yesterday, it's a tight game. And sure enough, it's really close right there. So Tigers have been pretty tough, but so have the Cubs. I had the Marlins winning, and the Astros just jumped all over the Marlins pitcher today. They had a first time, he was making his first start of the season. Guess it didn't matter because they're beating up. Once you score 8 runs, may not matter how many starts the guy had. Nationals and the Rockies. I actually, believe it or not, I went the under 11.5 runs. They are at 9 runs in the top of the 8th. I don't know what's going to happen. We'll see because it started off pretty slow. And then little by little they started scoring. But it looks like the Nationals are going to win that game. A's and the Diamondbacks. I actually have the Diamondbacks winning that. I had a little parlay with the Diamondbacks and the Cardinals. I don't know. Not looking too good. But I did pick the under as well that game because that looks pretty bad that they're going. And I also picked the under of the Reds and the Mariners because Mariners, they do not score a lot of runs. Of course, they get mad at me because I picked them. Well, no, I pick against them and then they win. I pick them, they lose. So, and I think I picked them. So, but I'll be honest, I don't care who wins the game. As long as they don't go over like 6.5 runs, we're good. And then Cardinals and Angels starting up, middle of the third there. Cardinals are winning. Had some good games today, though. Guardians and Twins on paper was a really close game. Guardians took care of business there. The Dodgers, one of the few times that they were an underdog. They came back, but the Phillies just outscored them there. 17 total runs. That's pretty good there. I had the Pirates here on paper. The Pirates were close to beating the Yankees. Yeah, it wasn't that close. The Yankees took care of business at home. The Rays were on a 5-game losing streak. They were the underdogs here. I went Rays. Look at that. They showed up. And I don't think they're underdogs tomorrow. We'll have to take a look at that. Red Sox were on 13-game winning streak. Okay, this game went back and forth. It was Red Sox winning, Orioles winning. Red Sox winning, Orioles winning. Red Sox finally took command there at the end of the game. Now on a 14-game winning streak. Pretty impressive there. Braves and the Padres, of course, right? I had the Padres on paper. The Padres seemed like they might be able to win that game. It was a close one, but no cigar there. Brewers and the Mets. Yeah, we knew the Brewers were going to win there. So no surprise on that one. And then KC and the Giants. That was a weird game. Neither one of those teams seemed like they wanted to win. The Royals at the end said, fine, we'll do it. And they won. So good for them for taking care of business there. But let's get rid of this here. Let's look at tomorrow's games for Tuesday, July 21st. Like I said, usually I put it out and I just go put out the team as I go through them. But I'm going to give you all the teams here. Look at them there. There are a few lines that are not out. It's because the games are still going on, I think. Or they don't have a starting pitcher. Something like that that's going on that there's not a line out. If I do find the line, I'll put it out there. White Sox still in Arlington playing the Rangers. White Sox pitching Schultz. 5.6 ERA. He's won his last game, but he lost the last 4 in a row. They lost to Boston, they lost to Baltimore, they lost to the Giants, and they lost to the Mariners. Uh, Rangers are pitching Rocker, 4.4 ERA. He lost, let's see, he lost his last 2 games at Houston and Detroit, but they did beat Toronto and Miami, so good starts there. Man, this is the team I told you. The White Sox were the hottest team. Well, sorry, not the hottest team. They were the team with the most underdog wins in the first half of the season. And they were the underdog today, and they're winning today. They're the underdog tomorrow. Well, I don't know for sure, but I think they're going to be the underdog tomorrow. And I have a feeling they're going to win tomorrow. So we got the Sox there. Here's another good one. So the Phillies, once again, are the favorite over the Dodgers. And let's see, Dodgers are pitching Lauer, 4.81 ERA. Not bad. 6 innings, 3 runs on his last 2 starts. He's actually won his last 5 games. Well, they've won the last 5 games that he started. They beat Colorado, the A's, Minnesota, Tampa Bay, Pittsburgh. But they have lost 2 in a row now because they lost today. Phillies pitching Wheeler, 2.13 ERA, super good ERA. His last 2 starts, 6 innings, no runs, 7 innings, 1 run. So super good there. They've won his last 5 starts. Detroit, Cincinnati, Pittsburgh, and the Mets twice. But now they've won 1 in a row. So 2 good pitchers pitching. Probably a good idea to go the under 8.5 runs. If I had to pick, I'm gonna take the Phillies to win that one there. Twins and the Guardians. So Guardians put a beating on the Twins today. Twins are pitching Rojas, 2.79 ERA. Let's see, lost his last 3 starts to the Cubs, the Indians, and the Dodgers. So respectable losses. Sorry, the Indians, the Guardians. So he has lost to the Guardians already. They've lost now 3 in a row. Guardians are pitching Messick, 2.73 ERA. His last 2 starts, 6 innings, 1 run, 5 innings, 1 run. Very impressive. They won his last start against Miami, but they did lose the 3 prior to the White Sox and the Rangers. There's those darn White Sox again. I told you they're going to come up. I did not bet on the Ranger game today because I didn't want to bet for the White Sox. But yeah, I might have missed an opportunity there as an underdog. We are going to go Guardians tomorrow to continue their 1-game winning streak to turn it into a 2-game winning streak. But on the numbers that I have, they're dead even. So it's a toss-up. We'll see what happens there. But with 2 pitchers pitching under a 3, they each have under a 3 ERA. Maybe we go the under. It's 8 runs over under. Maybe just pick the under. That might be pretty good there. I should write these notes down. What do you think? Let's see. Clee under 8. All right. Let's see. Pirates and the Yankees. So I picked the Pirates today. You see that I'm picking them again for tomorrow. Pirates are pitching Chandler, 4.77 ERA. He's won his last 2 starts and 3 of his last 4 starts. Beat the Yankees, beat the Astros, and beat the Royals. They've won. Sorry. Beat the Brewers, the Nationals, and the Mariners. So they've lost 1 in a row because they did lose today. Yankees are pitching Warren, 4.03 ERA. He did win his last start against Washington, but he lost the prior 4. Lost to Tampa Bay, Detroit, Boston, and Cincinnati. They have won 1 in a row. I don't know. I mean, I'm just not sold. It is in Yankee Stadium. It's probably a good idea to go Yankees, but I kind of like the underdog, so I'm going to go with the Pirates to come out as the underdog tomorrow. Let's see, Rays and the Blue Jays. See now, Rays were picked as the underdog yesterday. Yeah, they're the favorite today, or tomorrow, sorry. They were picked for the underdog today. They're the favorite tomorrow. Rays are pitching Rasmussen, 3.26 ERA. He's actually lost 3 of his last 4 starts. Lost to the Yankees, the Astros, and the Royals. But they did win today. Kind of got off the schneid because they were on a 5-game losing streak. Playing the Blue Jays, Gossman, 4.33 ERA. They've lost his last 5 starts. That's not good. Lost to the Padres, the Giants, the Mets, the Rangers, and the Cubs. They've now lost 2 in a row, and we are going to stick with Tampa Bay tomorrow. They're a slight favorite, so you can still make a little bit of change if you go Tampa Bay. Maybe you parlay that with somebody. I'm not even going to say. God, I want to say the White Sox. Let's see. Orioles and the Red Sox. Orioles pitching Brad is 3.61 ERA. He won his last start against the Royals, lost the two prior to Cincinnati and the Nationals, but they lost today. Red Sox, of course, like the hottest team in baseball right now, pitching Ranger Suarez. I don't know if like a Mexican family would name their kid Ranger, but maybe. Sounds kind of cool though. 3.15 ERA. He won his last two starts and four of his last five starts. He beat the Angels, beat the Nationals, beat the Mariners, and the Rangers. Yeah, Ranger beat the Rangers. That's got to sign. They have won 14 games in a row. It's hard. So they haven't put a money line yet. It's going to be Boston pick to win. Over under probably be between 8 and 9 runs. Let's see. These two pitchers, they could give up a few runs. They gave up a bunch of runs today. It was a close game. I think it was like what 6-5 or 6-4. So we're going Boston tomorrow to continue the win streak. We're going to go with them until they lose. So Boston. Let's see. Padres and the Braves. Padres pitching Bueller, 5.36 ERA. Won his last start against Toronto, but he lost the two prior. Lost to Arizona, Chicago, the Cubs. And they have lost one in a row because they did lose today. Braves are pitching Lopez, 3.5 ERA. Lost his last two starts to St. Louis and the Mets, but they did win the two prior. He got back, beat St. Louis and the Giants there. So they've won two in a row now, so we got to go Braves. I think they're just San Diego's just a struggling team, even though they got 40. I mean, they're just under 500, 49-50. But we're going to go Braves tomorrow at home. Mets and the Brewers. Mets pitching Thornton, 2.6 ERA. Wow, he's got two good starts. This must be their ace. 7 innings, no runs, 6 innings, 1 run in his last two starts. They actually lost his last 3 starts. That's not good at all. When you pitch like that, 7 innings, no runs, and you lose, come on, man. They lost to Boston. Okay, that explains it because Boston, hottest team in the league. Philly, yeah. Nationals, yeah. And he's making his 4th start of the season, so see how that goes. They lost 1 in a row. They did lose today. Brewers are pitching Sproat, 5.16 ERA. He lost his last start against the Pirates, but he won the 4 prior to that. He beat Arizona, beat the Reds twice, and the Guardians. They've now won 4 in a row. Guess what? They're going to win 5 tomorrow. So stick with the Brewers, Giants, and the Royals. This has got to be the toughest game to pick. Giants pitching Maul, 5.31 ERA. He actually had a last start. It was really good. 7 innings, 1 run. Won his last start, but it was against the Colorado Rockies. He lost the three of the prior 4, and so that's not good. And the Giants have now lost 3 in a row, losing to Kansas City today. The Royals pitching Avila, 5.08 ERA. He lost his last start, but before that, he had won 4 in a row, or they won 4 of his starts in a row. He beat Philly, beat the White Sox, beat the Rays, and the Nationals. So those are super impressive wins. And because of that, and the fact that they won today, we're going Royals to win tomorrow. It's a close game. The money line. So you can make some good change with that too. Let's see, Tigers and the Cubs. Tigers are pitching Valdez. He's slowly becoming one of their top guys. 4.1 ERA. His last start, 7 innings, 1 run. He won his last start against the A's, lost 3 of the prior 4 to Texas and Houston twice. So he couldn't, that Texas 3-step there got him. They did lose today, or losing. No, they were winning today. Cubs pitching Peterson, 6.45 ERA. One of his last starts, 3 innings, 10 runs. He's given up 20 runs in his last 5 games. He's lost 4 of the last 5 games. Lost to Baltimore, Atlanta, Philly, and Cincinnati. The Cubs have won 2 in a row. We'll see how they turned out today. But we're going to go Tigers tomorrow. They have the better pitcher on the mound. Let's see if better pitching beats better hitting. So see how that goes. Marlins and the Astros. I know. Did it yesterday. Going to do it again. Marlins pitching Phillips, 3.48 ERA. Let's see. He lost his last start to the Guardians, but he won the 2 prior. Beat Seattle and the A's. But they have lost 5 in a row, and they may lose 6 in a row today. That streak also has to end at some point, right? You can't lose until the end of the season. Astros pitching Amov, 6.06 ERA, giving up 15 runs in his last 5 games. Won 4 of his last 5 starts. Oh, maybe I shouldn't be picking the Marlins. Um, but they've lost 4 in a row as well. We'll see how that goes today. They could be breaking that streak today. But we're going to go Marlins as the dog tomorrow. Let's see how that goes. I just feel like they're going to break out at some point, you know. Nationals and the Rockies. Nationals pitching Mikolas, 5.53 ERA, 18 runs in his last 5 games. Not good there. Lost 4 of his last 5 games, but they have won 1 in a row, so not bad. And they're lucky they're playing the Rockies, who are pitching Lorenzen, 6.22 ERA. He lost his last start. He won his 3 prior. You know, man, probably should go Rockies tomorrow. We'll see. I'm going to stick with Nationals because I'm actually probably not going to pick that game. I'll probably just pick the under today, maybe pick the over tomorrow. Yeah, if they go the under today, yeah, you know they'll fly past the over tomorrow. Let's see where they're at today. Let's see, A's and the Diamondbacks. No, let's see, sorry. Cardinals and the Angels. Cardinals pitching Liberator, 5.0 ERA, 15 runs in his last 5 games. Won his last start against the Braves, but lost 3 of the last 4 against the Cubs, Arizona, and the Royals. They've lost 2 in a row. Hopefully they'll win today. They're winning today. Oops, wrong one there. Angels are pitching Urano, 2.88 ERA. Won his last game against the Rangers, but lost 3 of the last 4, just like Liberator. But they have won 1 in a row. Let's see. Cardinals and Angels. Cardinals are up 2-1 today. We're going to stick with the Cardinals, but they're favored tomorrow. They're usually the dog, favored tomorrow. A's and the Diamondbacks, as of right now, there's no money line. A's are pitching Perkins, 6.87 ERA, 19 runs in his last 5 games. Lost his last 5 starts. Detroit, Miami, the Angels twice, and the Pirates. They've lost 1 in a row. They're winning today 2-0. So Diamondbacks don't have a pitcher. Had won 2 in a row. They could be losing today, but I think the Diamondbacks will be favored tomorrow, and they're the stronger team, so we're going to stick with the Diamondbacks. Reds and the Mariners. Reds are pitching their top guy, Burns, 2.54 ERA. Got 2 good starts. They've won his last 5 starts against Philly, Milwaukee, Pittsburgh, the Yankees, and the Mets. They've won 1 in a row. Mariners pitching Castillo. They're tied at 0 right now in the bottom of the 5th. Mariners pitching Castillo, 4.93 ERA. He's lost 4 of his last 5 starts, lost to the Rays, the Blue Jays, the Red Sox, and the Nationals. They had 1, 2 in a row. Let's see. They are in the bottom of the 5th, 2 outs, 2 on for the Mariners. Probably not going to score because they don't do that. But I'm going to go with the Reds tomorrow with better pitching tomorrow. So these are your picks for Tuesday, July 21st. You see, you got some heavy favorites there. You got some underdogs there. Heavy favorites. Like, it's hard to pick Philly against LA just because you know LA can do well, but they're a pretty good favorite there. You got the Brewers, a pretty good favorite. The Braves, the Red Sox, Tampa Bay. You got some good favorites there, and then we can sneak in a few underdogs. If you want to go Cardinals, if you want to try the Marlins, Detroit. Hate to say the White Sox, and then maybe, just maybe the Pirates could win. So. But those are your picks for tomorrow. Hope you have a great Tuesday. Hope you get to enjoy watching some baseball and whatever sport or whatever else you're doing tomorrow. Hope you have a good time doing it. And if you do decide to bet on baseball tomorrow, I hope you win a ton of money. Have a good one.